This is part 2 of a 3-part series on fully recovering from sciatica. If you've already calmed that area down from part 1, now comes the phase that actually determines if it stays calm. In this video, I'll show you how to rebuild strength and stretch certain muscles the right way so you can strength train again. As a PT for over 30 years, I've been using these with men with good results. A little later, I'll show you the 3 biggest mistakes men make in this phase that set them up for failure. If your sciatica finally calmed down, most men think, good, once the pain stops. And that's exactly when it starts again. Your sciatica settles down, you start to feel normal, and you're ready to jump right back into your old routine. But here's the real issue. The underlying problems that caused your sciatica haven't been fixed yet. The spine is still unstable. The same muscles are still tight, and your spine isn't moving correctly yet. Less pain doesn't mean healed, and this is where most men go wrong over 50. This middle stage of sciatica recovery sets you up for successful strength training. It keeps your pain in the past and keeps you growing into the future. Calming sciatica down is the start. Living a strong life is the finish. This middle spot prepares your spine and hips for the progressive strength training that will grow you for decades. To fully recover from sciatica, we usually need to rebuild a few key areas. The hip flexors and hamstrings need to lengthen. The glutes, back, and abdominals must get stronger. And your hips and spine must move correctly together. All of this supports a healthy spine that keeps sciatica away. And it's easier than you think. Exercise number 1, plank and side plank. We must learn to strengthen and stabilize our spine and keep our spinal muscles strong to keep sciatica at bay. Working plank and side plank makes that happen. So we're going to start on elbows down and on toes. And we're going to pull the front and side ribs together towards the pelvis. Abdomen stays nice and strong, and the spine is 2x4 straight. As you master this, keeping your spine completely straight, progress up onto hands under shoulders, doing the exact same thing, keeping your side and front ribs down towards your pelvis. From here, we're going to rotate onto the side of one foot, keeping the palm down and other hand up towards the ceiling. Pull the front and side ribs in towards the pelvis. Spine stays 2x4 straight. The ribs, abdomen, and face are facing forward. Do not turn them down and do not sag your hips. Then from here, we rotate down, keeping the spine 2x4 straight, going on to the other side of the foot and rotating to the other side. This is a great exercise to start off slow, on your elbows, work up to your hands, and then up to side plank, forcing those abdominal muscles to contract tightly to keep your spine straight. Exercise number 2, squats being supported with a vertical dowel. Too many men bend over at the back to reach down to the floor instead of bending at the hips. This can cause a lot of spine problems that lead into sciatica. Here, we grab the dowel at shoulder height, push the hips back and sit into the squat, keeping our spine straight. Our knees stay over our feet. They do not drift forward as the hips come back. Keeping our hands high at shoulder height forces our spine to stay straight as we learn to hinge at the hip to lower ourselves down to the floor. Getting the hip first pattern correct is huge for us men over 50 to keep our spine straight and avoid sciatica. Exercise number 3. Straight-legged deadlifts. We need to lengthen and strengthen our hamstrings for a healthy spine. A tight and weak hamstring makes our spine round when we're sitting or reaching. So we're going to stand with our feet about hip width apart, grabbing just outside our thighs with our trusty wooden dowel. From here, we start the move by bringing the hips back. This is that hips first pattern. The chest is high, the spine stays 2x4 straight, sliding down, straight legs. When the hamstring tension starts, do not go any further. Slide the dowel back up the straight legs. Hips hinge back, chest stays up, and slide down until we feel tension with our lengthened hamstrings. Then slide back up again, focusing on the hip hinge pattern as the hips move first with the spine staying straight. Exercise 4, reverse lunge stretch. Our sitting lifestyle creates tight hip flexors that screw up our spinal alignment. Reverse lunges lengthen the front hip to keep the pelvis and spine working correctly together. We're going to stand with the dowel at our side, and we're going to slide the same side as the dowel, foot back. We want to keep space between our feet. We're not on a high wire here. We slide our foot back and keep our back knee straight. As our back knee stays straight, we start to bend our front knee, keeping it over the foot to get a nice stretch in the front of our hip. We're also tightening our abdomen and pulling our belly button up to make sure we're not bending our back forward too much. Then we come forward, switch sides, same leg steps back. Fire that back glute to keep the back leg straight as the front knee bends to increase the stretch in the front of the hip. You might notice that you're feeling a stretch in your calf like I am right now. This also makes these reverse lunge stretches great for ankle mobility. Keep alternating sides. The trap here is getting impatient. Do only these exercises daily for a couple of weeks. We're stacking good sessions and then see how we feel the next morning. Starting light and easy with a slow progression gets you the results you want. It took a while to get into this mess, and it's gonna take a while to get out of it. If symptoms spike and stay elevated, you did too much. Back off and do less next time. If it feels difficult, but you could do it again without aggravation, you're in that sweet spot. Men over 50 are told to slow down, relax, and accept decline, and then call it age. That's a recipe for disaster. Throughout history, you've been a hunter, warrior, builder, protector, and procreator. That's how your male body is designed. And it doesn't change just because now you're over 50. Your male body needs to work hard to stay healthy and grow into your second 50 years. And here at Second 50 Strong, we do it in 30 minutes a day, 4 days a week. Monday, squat. Tuesday, bench. Thursday, deadlift. Friday, press. That's just 2 hours a week for a massive payoff. Try it for yourself for 6 months and see what happens. Here are the 3 most common mistakes men make in this phase that keep them stuck in pain. Mistake number 1, sagging the hips in plank and in side plank. This compresses the back and starts to pinch and irritate the spine even worse. So they'll let their hips sag here, or they'll let their hips sag here. Now you're making things worse instead of better in training to improve. Here's the fix. Video yourself with a phone, get in front of a mirror, or get feedback from someone else to check the fact that you have a straight spine. Many times what feels normal is not normal at all. Mistake number 2, rounding the back with the straight-legged deadlift. Not starting with the hip first pattern. They end up rounding their back as they go on down. This typically happens when we go down further than our hamstrings allow us to go, or we're not keying in, getting that hip crease with that straight 2x4 spine. Here's the fix. Stick your butt out first and put your weights back on the heels and key in to where your hamstrings start to give tension and stop there. Anything further than when your hamstrings start tension rounds that back on out. Mistake number 3, the back knee stays bent in reverse lunges. So as we step back, that knee stays bent. This happens when we have really tight hip flexors, tight ankles, or just a lazy glute contraction. Bending that back knee stops us from getting this important stretch in the front of our hips that we need. The fix? When we step back, fire that glute hard to push that knee back straight. Or take a smaller step and respect your hip and ankle range. Over time, the hip and ankle will open up more and you'll be able to take a bigger step back to fire that glute to a nice straight knee. If you're a man over 50 who refuses to fade, this channel is for you. Here, we build strong, capable, and commanding men in their second 50 years. If you want the complete system to fully change your life, check out my book, Grow or Die, on Amazon. Your second 50 years isn't the time to get fragile. It's the time to grow into the man you want to be. Now, watch these videos to continue dominating your second 50 years. And always remember, most men fade, but you're not most men.